Good morning, everybody. My name is Ken Stokes. Today I will be covering the topic of face-to-face interviewing with confidence. Now that's a word, confidence. And I think when you just say that word, you should kind of spruce up. Because right now in this changing market, and that most of you would agree, with the decline of the market and the layoffs and the downsizing, employers are now looking for individuals who can bring more than just a body to their company. They're looking for individuals who can become a partner with them, to help them grow, to help them get to the next level, to help them to keep the doors open. So here's a scenario. You've been working your job for 15, 20 years. You think you're doing very well. You hadn't had any reason to think that you would have to be let go. And then all of a sudden you receive a letter. No warning at all. Then in 2 weeks your job's going to downsize and you're going to have to look for another job. Now, the first feeling you're going to get is, listen, I've been working here forever, I'm comfortable, that's just a natural reaction. I'm comfortable here, now I've got to start looking for a new job, which can become very uneasy. And that normally puts your level of confidence kind of in the barrel, because you've worked for so long. I don't think I possess what I used to possess, getting into the job market, competing with all of the college graduates or all the other people. So now you have to get to a position where you're going to look for a job. And looking for that job isn't always easy. But you've got a great resume, you've built it up, and so you decided now that I'm going to send the resume out. And the thing that you're looking for once you send that resume out is someone going to call me? And when they call me, am I going to be prepared for that initial interview? So today I want to kind of discuss the face-to-face interviewing with confidence. And here are a few objectives that we'd like to cover within this session. One, I'd like for you all to be able to walk away with developing a mindset of excellence while preparing for the interview process. In order for you to get that job the first time out, you have to develop a mindset that I'm going to be excellent in what I'm doing. That when I walk in and this hiring manager talks to me, or this hiring manager interviews me, or the decision maker interviews me, that they're going to say when I leave, this is the person for this job. So you have to walk in with that level of confidence, and that's developing a mindset that I am good at what I do, and that this company will benefit from me. The other thing I want you guys to walk away with is how to conduct a face-to-face interview again with confidence. Understand the proper techniques and tips to successful interviewing. As you all know, there is a technique to interviewing, and we've got some handouts that I gave you all. We'll be able to go over that in just a few minutes on some basic techniques. And some people say, I know those things, dressing well, looking well, talking well. But it's a technique in developing that. Being a former employer and hiring manager myself, I can tell you that when people walk in and they don't possess that level of confidence, I can immediately pick up on that. And if you have a lot of experience in interviewing, a lot of companies do, a lot of larger companies, because they're always hiring with turnover, they can already automatically imagine, or they can pick up on the level of confidence that someone has. If they're coming in just looking for a job versus coming in and saying, I want to help this company grow. The other objective I want to look at is enhancing your knowledge of employer expectations. Get to know what the employer expects. What's a good way of getting to know that? To know what your employer expects. What do you think? Looking on their website, looking at the company, finding out what you can, very good answer, finding out what you can about the company. Look, what are they looking for? Look at the job description in itself. As you talked about assessment, assess if you're really prepared for this job. Is this a great match for you? Do your skill sets match up to what this job is offering? And the other thing I wanted you all to walk away with is preparing for the second interview. That's where the level of confidence comes in, knowing that when I leave here today, they're going to ask me back, or if I'm really, really confident, they're going to hire me right here on the spot. So these are a couple of objectives that I want you guys to walk away with. A little bit of overview. Everybody's interviewing right now because it's a economy, the market is down, and so people are looking for jobs. Everybody can interview, but everybody can't interview great. And you have to figure out your technique to set you aside from the normal person. And that's why building the level of confidence in your interviewing skills is going to determine if you get the job or not. Now, many highly qualified candidates fail to obtain positions simply because they interview poorly. What are some examples you think of interviewing poorly? What do you think?
Not making eye contact with the person, so you're not establishing enough rapport with them.
Absolutely. Coming to the interview not prepared. You may have sent your resume in, but you didn't bring one with you. And the hiring manager could simply ask you for a resume. So you're not prepared when you're coming. You interview poorly, you're not prepared, you're not making eye contact, you're not answering the questions completely. So these things affect your interview process. So you definitely want to make sure that you are prepared when you come into the interview process. How enthusiastic you seem. Your level of excitement changes the mode of the room. You know, if you walk into a room and you smile, you change the whole atmosphere. And that's important. That it's early in the morning. Normally interviews are conducted early in the morning. You definitely don't want to get the hiring manager or the owner of the company who's not a morning person. So if you feed off of their energy, then it's going to somehow affect your interview. So regardless of how they're feeling, you want to come in with a level of enthusiasm because you want to change the mode of that room. Normally when I hire individuals, even if they didn't qualify for that position, but they showed a level of excitement, they showed where they could really help this company grow and bring some energy to the business, we hire them. So you'll be amazed with your level of enthusiasm, how your level of excitement can help you get that position. The other thing is how well are you prepared. We talked a little bit about that. Did you do any research on your company? Did you go on the internet? Did you find out what kind of products that they offer? Do you know what their projections are? Do you know what their financials are? This is very impressive. If you can start talking to a hiring manager and start giving them some information about their company, where they don't have to do all of that in their intro, they're very, very impressed with that. The other thing I've talked about on here is if you're poorly prepared, you inspire a little interest. Most employers don't like people who interview poorly. I mean, you don't have any enthusiasm about what you're doing. You're really just looking for a job. And most companies want partners, as I said earlier. They don't just want employees. They want people that are going to help them grow, going to help them get to that level where they can stay in business and not be able to downsize eventually. On the next page is some things to consider. I'll run through these real quick, and then we don't have a lot of time to go through them. Some things to consider when you get ready to do that face-to-face interview. Take advantage of a few surprising facts. Well-prepared candidates often receive offers while better qualified competitors do not. We'll talk a little bit about that. When you're prepared and enthusiastic, you can outshine the person that comes in there with all the background but that has no energy. Nobody wants anyone working for them without energy. They want them to definitely to be energetic and wanting to move forward with their business. Few candidates bother to research a company. We talked a bit about that. So definitely research the company. The other thing that you want to be prepared to do is make the interview work for you. Go into that interview knowing that this is going to work for me. That when I walk out again, that I'm going to walk out successful with this job offer. On the other page, I'll run right through this, follow up after the interview. That's very, very important. I'll tell this quick story. We were talking to some people at Human Resource, and they said this guy won this job really, really, really bad. And so he would send his resume. He found out that the boss likes pizza, and he eats pizza every day. So he would tape his resume, order pizza, tape his resume to the opening box of the pizza. So they would bring the pizza to the hiring manager, and the hiring manager opened the pizza, there's his resume. And he did this 5 times until the hiring manager said, this guy is persistent, I want to hire him. And he got hired. So definitely follow up. I say be creative in following up, but definitely follow up. All right, any questions? That completes my portion of interviewing with confidence. We look forward to you guys going out and winning that job.
Thank you.
Thank you.